Now, senior notes offering is a sale of senior notes by a company trying to raise money. I mean, this is something that, of course, we see some of the companies do to raise money. Then they, of course, disclose what they want to do with the money they are trying to raise. Now, with that, yesterday, ladies and gents, after market close, we saw NEO announcing on the official website a 1 billion senior note offering. This is something that resulted in the shares of NEO after market hours to drop over 5%. Now, this, to some others, it caused a lot of panic. I saw in the streets of social media a lot of people were panicking to say that here comes another share dilution, which it is not a share dilution yet, of course, until, of course, those senior notes that the investors will buy, they get to sell them. And when they sell them, they can either sell them for cash or for shares, which then those shares that they will get, if they choose a share option, will be introduced to, of course, the total outstanding shares that currently trade on NEO. So this is the kind of news that we received from NEO yesterday, which resulted in so many of the retail investors especially to panic about NEO, saying that here comes another share dilution. But what they don't understand is that it is not a dilution that is taking place right at this moment, but it is a dilution that most of it, if it should happen, it will take place at the expiry of those, of course, senior notes offering. Now, the senior notes offering, you will know that NEO has divided that 1 billion into 500 million each, which the first 500 million, the senior notes are expected to mature, or the maturity date is the 15th of October 2029, whereas the other, of course, 500 billion, the, of course, the maturity date will be around 15th of October 2030. So yes, this is what will be happening onto NEO. But of course, before we dig deep into this video, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. And I would appreciate if you can just hit the like button if you are to enjoy the content that will be giving you about the 1 billion senior notes offering that NEO announced just after market hours yesterday. Now, on this channel, some of you might already know that NEO is one of the stocks that I talk a lot about because I believe in their fundamentals and their future prospects. And this is the company that seriously dominates my stock market portfolio. And even with that 1 billion senior notes offering, I'm still bullish onto this company because, ladies and gents, companies like NEO, they need cash to grow. They need, of course, a strong balance sheet, or continual strong balance sheet to grow. And some of the reasons why they are doing this, of course, it might be to take advantage of the low interest rates that are currently in China. I mean, this is the very first reason that they are saying they're taking the senior notes, or what they will do with the money that they get from the senior notes. So there are reasons behind. In fact, NEO did say or announce the 3 reasons that they will do with the 1 billion that they intend to raise from this senior notes offering. But one of the things, or one of the disclosures they did, or one of the things that they announced at the end of their statement, is that they indicated that this does not mean that this 1 billion senior notes offering will be completed. This is something that they put out there to say that it does not mean that they'll be able to raise this 1 billion, right? And they also indicated that this is not, they are not doing this to close some of their existing debts, or as a contingent to close some of their existing debts, which is something that, of course, it might put, or it's good for NEO to put it out there for investors to know. But ladies and gents, like I said, this is not a dilution, a straight dilution starting from today at market open, but it is something that, of course, it will happen, of course, after some time. Because what usually happens in senior notes offering, those that buy, or those investors that buy these senior notes, they either sell them when they see the company is growing much faster. Let's say somewhere during or in the middle of that period, let's say somewhere around 2025, 2026, the investors that bought those senior notes, they see that NEO is growing, it's doing very well, and of course it is resulting in growth in the company. Then they are able to still sell those senior notes. Otherwise, some of them, they usually sell at maturity. So yes, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. So as I've said, this is something that, ladies and gents, I've seen that, of course, this announcement made by NEO, it is sort of like bringing confusion to some of the retail investors, which is the reason why I thought I just do this video to try and of course give my own personal understanding, what I understand about the senior notes and what it is, because like I said, what I saw yesterday in the stories of social media, it is as if NEO is diluting their shares now, which is not true, guys. This is something that dilution might happen at a later stage, towards the end of or the maturity of these senior notes, which is 15 October 2029 and 15 October 2030. Now, NEO indicated that the net proceeds of this offering, ladies and gents, they will be used as a repurchasing of their existing debt securities. Now, this might mean that they are going to, of course, replace their old debts with, of course, new debts at low interest rates. As you know that, of course, in China right now interest rates are very low, which they might be taking an advantage of that and replace some of their old debts with these new ones. Otherwise, the second thing that they'll do with this net proceeds is to strengthen or further strengthen their balance sheet, which is always good because it offers the highest level of liquidity. Otherwise, the last thing they said is that they will be using this for general corporate purpose. This is something that, of course, just means that they might be using this, or they will use it for their day-to-day activities, which is something that is not a train smash. So the disclaimer that NEO just put at the end of the, of course, this report or statement which they made yesterday is that this does not mean that the senior notes offering will be completed, which is something that of course, again, when it comes to panicking, it is not yet time to panic. Yes, we know that at the end of the day, or at the end of maturity, the shares of NEO might be a bit diluted, but this, to me, it's not something that is a train smash, especially looking at the kind of fundamentals that surrounds the NEO stock. Yes, I know that there are some people that are arguing that the timing is wrong looking at the current trading price or share price of NEO, but ladies and gents, we don't really know why NEO is doing what they are doing now. Probably they just want to get this out of their chest and make it out there for investors to know as soon as possible. It's not a trend smash. I don't think it is something that investors needs to worry much about it, because after all, this is a growth stock, which of course we've seen not only NEO but other companies also doing the very same, of course, senior notes offering and still grow, which is something that, like I said, it is not a panic. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe. And once subscribed, don't forget to hit or click the notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. Before you buy NEO for the very first time, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence, that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.